Welcome to the Atomic Impact Podcast. I'm your host, Jason Osborn. And on this podcast, we interview successful business owners for them to share atomic, impactful lessons that they've learned throughout the course of their business and share them with us so we can all learn together. As always, this show is sponsored by the LinkedIn Reverse Podcast Method, the new way established businesses are creating a reliable acquisition channel of conversations with their ideal prospects. We use this method to book 26 qualified leads and sales calls in 10 days without any ad spend, outreach, endless social media posting, or any of those old, ineffective traditional marketing methods that everybody hates. To find out more, direct message me on LinkedIn to have a chat. The link to that will be in the show notes below. But on today's show, our special guest is Sunil Upadhye. He's one of the founders of Neuro Legacy, where they provide generational trauma healing. So, Sunil, welcome to the show. And I want to start off by asking you a question that I always love to start off with, which is this. If you were somehow able to go back in time when you first started your business, but knowing what you know now, what would you do differently in the first 12 months?
What I would do differently is I had no idea that only one life is a gigantic wheel. And there are a lot more pieces of puzzle that need to put together to make only one life work like a very well oiled machine. And what I would do different, that I will track all the 12 dimensions of one life, and each dimension has sub-dimension in a very, very scientific way. For example, in our June 9th event in London, one of our founder demonstrated in 45 minutes using brain scan before and after what exact changes can happen and how those changes not only bring down the stress, not only clear the mind, but how those changes help a leader to use the wisdom so that leader can make a wise decision, and leader's decision impacts millions and billions of people. And that is what exactly we are doing differently to make sure that our 10 leaders who will work for 1 year with us will use the wisdom to make the right decision to balance 12 dimensions of their own life.
That's yeah. So what you're saying what you would do differently is you would try to find those people to align with earlier as you were building up the business. Did I understand that correctly?
Uh, we don't have to find the people because we have more than 200 years of practical experience in the physical world, in the physical reality. And we build ourselves all over the world from nothing. And today we are standing on the global stage. For example, I am born in a small temple in India, in a small town. And my dad was a farmer, and nothing was happening in the farm, and farmers were committing suicides after suicide. I had no idea about English till 8th grade. I had no Google, no TV, no radio, no bicycle, and nothing. And I was feeling totally misguided as a child. And then I ended up serving Indian government from 1991 till 1999, and our boss used to be Prime Minister of India. And I manage Medline database of the world, giving my own global conferences and media conferences. During that time, way more dangerous virus outbreak came here in India, and together we could control that virus within 18 days. That gave me exposure to all the leaders from every single background in the world. And then I resigned my job from government because my wife was saying America can be a better fortune for our family. And I landed in America, and I used the same skill to solve billions of dollars problem for corporate America. That gave me exposure to all these billionaires, trillionaires, world leaders, and even Dr. Steve, chairman of Lies Amplified, offered me ambassador position where we have presidents and prime ministers on our board. And he said we have agreement with the White House implementing the White House program. So we don't have to hunt people, people hunt us.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, what are some of the one of the questions, Sunil, that I love to ask is around the challenges that we have in business, because we all have them. And I think it's always good to hear what people's experiences are. So what's the number one biggest challenge that you face so far in your business, and what's the lessons that you've learned from that?
Yeah, the biggest challenge I face is we all humans, specifically leaders, they feel that vulnerability is a weakness, but that is not the truth. Vulnerability is a power. Take my own example. I was vulnerable for decades and decades, and today I can speak to any president, prime minister, any billionaire, or Mr. Bill Gates or Elon Musk or anybody, right? So I exposed myself, my vulnerability, and that became a power. So the biggest challenge is people hide behind the plastic smile. And when I ask them, "Hey John, how are you doing?" If John is running a big American corporation, he will say, "I'm doing very fantastic." But if I look at him, his family life, his personal life, his health might be a disaster. For example, take the situation of Elon Musk. His own daughter is not getting along with him publicly. Yes, financially he is successful, innovatively successful, but in life, unconditional, truthful love matters, specifically in family. Same case with Mr. Bill Gates. His marriage already fall apart, and Melinda Gates is not staying with him. It means when leader accept a vulnerability, they can function much better in their personal life, in their professional life, in their business life, in their social life, in their power, in their fame, in their influence. That is the biggest challenge which we find, that leaders do not accept their own vulnerability.
Mm. Yeah, I think that's really, really powerful. Yeah, very, very true there, Sunil. Well, over the next, say, 2 to 3 years of your business, what are your goals? What would you like to achieve?
That's a great question, Jason. Thank you for asking wonderful question. What we want to achieve is that minimum 30 leaders will make great decision using the right wisdom, and that will improve the lives of 30 million people in next 3 years. That is what we are striving for.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And how are you working towards getting those 30 leaders?
Through our own network, we are doing the outreach, and it's not just those 12 dimensions, because we are talking about 360-degree change in terms of first target is 4 key areas of one life. Number 1 is mental health and physical health.
Mhm.
If mental health and physical health is collapse, everything gets collapsed. For example, Steve Jobs had billions of dollars, and there was not timely intervention during the pancreatic cancer issue. But the truth is, since I was managing Medline database of the world, pancreatic cancer is curable. Intervention has to be on the time. And billions of dollars did not give a longevity to Steve Jobs beyond the world average of 98 years. So first is mental health and physical health. That is applicable for you also.
Yeah.
Second is unconditional truthful love. What we have discovered during our combined more than 200 years of journey, unconditional truthful love is missing between two human beings in every single house in the world. And that is causing good number of issues in every single house in the world, between the spouses, between the kids, between the parent, and it is breaking all kinds of relationship. It doesn't matter how much person is wealthy or how much person is influential, that is causing too much pain because those emotional issues are directly impacting the mental health. And we have seen the data that today, after COVID, out of 4 people, one person is going through a mental health problem. And mental health pandemic has become way more bigger than any pandemic in the world, specifically after COVID. And there is no government on this planet who can put down that kind of money to help human race to get out of that mental pandemic. So that is our focus, since we have connection to specialists in the world and life science. We are improving physical health and mental health. So what we are saying, that will provide you blissfulness, peacefulness, youthfulness beyond the world average of 98 years, using a specialist in case of emergency at the affordable price, and detoxification with the customized protocol built by our stem cell scientist. And my friend
That's amazing.
scientist has been awarded by Prime Minister of Japan for 5 years in a row. And his hospital was inaugurated by current Prime Minister of India here in Ahmedabad.
Amazing, amazing. Wow, that's great. Well, Sunil, for people that are wanting to get in touch with you and learn a little bit more about what you do, what's the best way for them to do that?
LinkedIn, I have 2 emails and I have 2 phones. One is the USA, one is India. And I'm more than happy to share all my information to the whole world. And I do not have any fear of privacy issue and all that things.
Amazing. Well, I definitely recommend everyone going to LinkedIn, checking out Sunil. And if you feel like he can help you in any way, please do reach out to him. So, Sunil, thank you so much for being on the show today. Really appreciate you taking out the time. You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And as a reminder for everyone listening, this show is sponsored by the LinkedIn Reverse Podcast Method, the new way established businesses are creating a reliable acquisition channel of conversations with their ideal prospects that doesn't rely on any of the old, ineffective traditional marketing methods that everybody hates. So to find out more, direct message me on LinkedIn, have a chat. The link to that will be in the show notes below. And until next episode, stay inspired.